Independent wrestling coverage available.
You know what? I don't know what happened, but forget the music. Let's just go ahead and show some respect to one of the pioneers of professional wrestling, a legend in this game, Mr. Roddy Piper. Let's just have a quick moment of silence of his passing away. Man, Roddy fucking Piper, dude. Sucks, dude. I believe we just saw him. Me and Oscar probably WrestleMania Weekend passed right by us. We got to say what's up to him or like whatnot, and now the man is in heaven. Like, who thought, we would hear Roddy Piper passing away? Along also, we just lost another legend also before him, Dusty Rhodes, and before that, Randy Savage, and before that, Ultimate Warrior. Like, what's going on here? Like, guys I grew up watching are like passing away. Like, it's not a good look. But he's somewhere special now, and that's in heaven.
Yeah, it was definitely very shocking and surprising when it all happened. I remember coming home from work, and I took like a quick little nap because I was so tired on Friday, and I wake up and I have like 100 messages on my phone. I look at my Twitter feed is blowing up. I'm like, what's going on? And the news broke out that Roddy Piper passed away, and I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. And Friday night, me and Matt Grant from Weekly Wrestling Podcast did Wrestle Chat and spent a good amount of time talking about it. And we had some callers call up and their memories. And days later, I'm still kind of speechless. It still doesn't seem real. But I mentioned it on Friday that it's kind of a dose of reality to a lot of wrestling fans, that a lot of the legends that we know and that paved the way for the business that we know today, they're leaving one by one, and it's a scary thought. It's a scary thought, and it's a sad thought, but it's a dose of reality, and it sucks. But 2015's been a rough year because you had Dusty passed away, you had Peril Aguayo Jr. Pass away in the ring. That was tough, and now Roddy Piper. It hasn't been an easy year for wrestling fans in 2015, and but talking about Piper, one of the best talkers of all time, if not the best. You look at so many guys today, and they modeled their promos and they modeled their style after Piper, and he paved the way for so many guys. And he wasn't the typical guy in the 80s. He wasn't muscular. He wasn't anything that was noticeable from an appearance standpoint. But when you heard him talk, you were drawn in. You listened to every word that he said, and he drew you in. And you hear the stories from wrestlers and fans, and you hear about Piper taking the time to teach guys and talk to fans, and we didn't just lose a legend in the business. We lost just a good human being, and it was the same. It was the same way with Dusty. You lose the legend, and you also lose a good person as well, and that's probably some of the hardest things. But it's a scary dose of life and reality, and all we can do now is just celebrate Piper. And it was also good to see Ronda Rousey dedicate her fight on Saturday to Piper. So definitely been tough.
Yeah.
That I'm honored to see him get in the Hall of Fame about 10 years ago. And, yeah, it was about 10 years ago, 2005, when I saw him get in the Hall of Fame with Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff. I was at that Hall of Fame when he got in. And I was honored to see him get in. And I met the guy back in, about a year, back in November, I met the guy. Cool dude. I mean, I did conversate with him. He was pretty cool. I even joked around with the guy. You gotta know me. I like to fuck around, joke around, all you guys. And, he was all talking about, like, his arm hurts and he's ready to get back in the ring and all this stuff. And I was all like, all right, cool. So you're gonna go back and wrestle John Cena? And he just laughed and then like, yeah, I'm gonna sleeper hold him and that's it. I'm gonna take the WWE title away from him. Maybe he's the champion. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I was like, all right. We probably left him like, hey, bro, I can't wait to see you get back in the ring and kick John Cena's ass. We just laughed and yeah, we just joked around. It was pretty cool. I'm honored to actually joked around with the guy, And it was cool. And like you said earlier, this team at WrestleMania Weekend, I didn't bump and say hi to him and none of that, but I just saw him walking around. It was a cool experience, WrestleMania Weekend, to see all these legends around and get to meet like Bret Hart and them. But back to Piper, what trips me out, a few weeks ago, I was at Championship Wrestling in Hollywood, and he was actually there by surprise. I did not know he was going to be there, but he was there not to just appear. He was there to see his son wrestle. His son's name is Colt Toombs. I think all you guys who haven't heard of him should check him out. He had a good match against Rocky Romero, and after he won the match, Roddy went all crazy. Not because he won the match. His son pulled out a good match. I mean, one hell of a match with Rocky Romero. It was great, and I wish they have it on like some kind of you guys could see it because it was a real good match. But unfortunately, Championship Wrestling Hollywood did not tape it. The fact that I believe because of Brock's contract, New Japan, I believe. And I hope you guys get to check out his son. He's in the ring because he's a great talent. And yeah, and back to Piper. I mean, the earliest member I can remember watching when I started watching WWE was his. I don't know. I guess his feud with Bad News Brown. That's the only thing I can remember. Piper, his feud with Bad News Brown. I remember Bad News Brown was a badass dude. He would beat everybody. I remember he almost Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship. Well, Hulk Hogan was the man. And then after all that, he had a feud with this one white dude, or Canadian, Roddy Piper. And then he went to WrestleMania 6, which Roddy Piper tripped me out when he was half white, half black. And he had that match with Bad News Brown, which ended up being like, a double count out or whatever. But that's pretty much the earliest I can remember about Piper. Like, I mean, that's when I first get to know Roddy Piper. I'm trying to think of other things, but, I wasn't watching WWE at the time when he was feuding with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T and all that. I wasn't watching that time. But going to memories, his match against Bret Him and Hart at WrestleMania.
That's classics right there. Pure classic matches. Pure classic feud.
Yeah, classic feud. Well, I won't say a feud, it was a friendly rivalry. But they went at it, put out one hell of a match. That was one of the best Intercontinental title matches in WWE. He did that, the famous Batlock Brawl on WrestleMania 12 with Goldust. I never seen something like that before. When he wrestled in the backlock and they were beating the shit at each other. And then they went chasing each other. They pretty much bust the O.J. Simpson team, pretty much. If you guys remember back in '94, O.J. Simpson was in a famous speed chase, and then pretty much they parodied it in a way in WrestleMania 12. And, Roddy Piper was driving the same. Well, especially O.J. was not driving the car, but it was, his friend off driving the same kind of Bronco. OJ and his friend were part of that famous chase scene. And then I went to the Anaheim Pond at the time, which now is called the Honda Center. they continue on, and we
Yeah,
all know.
I remember that, and they were
Roger,
basically
right?
doing the O.J.
Yeah.
Simpson thing. That was dope too.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of
Yeah.
put Goldust over too.
Yeah, it
at the
did.
time.
And then after that, that's when he went to WCW, had to feud with NWO, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and we all remember that. And he, not only that, he participated in a lot of companies. He was in TNA for a bit in the early days of TNA. I believe he showed up at Ring of Honor a few times. He came back to WWE. He was pretty much everywhere. I mean, yeah, Roddy Piper's one of the greatest legends we're ever going to remember. You know, he was part of the whole first WrestleMania. It was great to see him last year, him, Hogan, Paul Orndorff, and Mr. T all reunited. Just to, you know, do a little segment for WrestleMania 30, just 30 years later, and they all just did a little segment there. And Roddy Piper is going to be missed, and, you know, he's one of a kind, and he's the guy I'll never forget. Get the funny. Funny dude, and glad to meet the guy a couple of times. Like I said, got to see him get in the Hall of Fame in person. And also, they showed a clip that me and Skits were there at that one WrestleMania 21 when him and Austin slapped each other. That was a good segment, and yeah, he's going to be missed. And it's sad wrestling world once again. We lost a good legend of Roddy Piper.
Yeah, man. For all those fans out there, Roddy Pipers, those wrestling fans, period, call up. You know, share your favorite moments with us about Roddy Piper. Some of your favorite matches. 347-945-5566. Call us up, you know, because we would like to hear some of you guys' favorite moments of Roddy Piper, because we can go on and talk about Roddy Piper. Just because, I mean, just for a tribute. It's for a tribute to Roddy Piper. Every Wednesdays we're going to share, basically, we're going to call it Promo Wednesdays. So Promo Wednesdays, look on our timeline, you'll see some promos of different wrestlers, you know. It doesn't necessarily just be Roddy Piper, but it's going to be different wrestlers on our timeline of some of the best promos in professional wrestling. So Promo Wednesdays will start this week. Folks, it'll be posted by me and Oscar majority of the time, and I'm hoping Tom, you know, if he's down, he'll post some of his favorite promos also on his Twitter feed too. So be on the lookout for Promo Wednesdays. It should be fun. And if you want to be a part of it, just hashtag Promo Wednesdays. We're gonna get it going.
All right.
But man, tonight Monday Night Raw, the boys started off Raw tonight with basically it was the locker with, you know, the guys and the girls basically coming out to show some respect of Roddy Piper's passing. Folks had Hot Rod t-shirts on. You know, they did the 10 bells, of course, and right after that, we go to a quick commercial, and Seth Rollins is in the ring, and he cuts a promo basically going at John Cena, you know, talking about John Cena, about how he broke his nose the previous week. Before I get into that, the T-shirt though, I love the new T-shirt. Seth Rollins, the new parody. I feel like everybody has parody T-shirts of John Cena. How you guys like this new Seth Rollins tee?
Yeah, I like it. Never shuts up because, you know, he's one cocky bastard in his role. You know, he just keeps running his mouth too much, and that's a perfect fit for him. You know, and just never shut up.
I think that never shuts up means for John though. Like, I would say it was about John. John never shuts up, and in the back,
like, never shuts
you
up
see me. Like John Cena never shuts up. That's what I'm thinking. It's about. I don't know where it's what Tom thinks, but I'm thinking that never shuts up is about Cena. Like Cena never shuts up. you know how Kevin Owens is like, you say the same thing all the time, like, we're tired of you. Like, I'm thinking that Never Shuts Up is about Cena, like, Cena never shuts up. What's your thoughts on the shirt, Tom?
It's hilarious. Parody T-shirts are the best, even though I think there's quite a bit of them on the independent scene. You look at pro wrestling tees, and there's definitely an abundance of parody T-shirts. Some better than others, but if you do it right, it's always funny, and I think this is a perfect example. So I liked it. It just adds more to it, and I thought it was funny that during the promo, he was talking about breaking John Cena's nose, and you hear the crowd just chanting, "Thank you, Rollins."
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
Oh, definitely. But do you think that Never Shuts Up is about like saying Seth says that he never shuts up, or Cena never shuts up?
Like he's saying that Cena never shuts up, that he just
that's what I was thinking.
Talks, and he's basically implying that Cena's just been talking his whole career, and that's basically what he is. I don't think it's pointing it at himself.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because Seth Rollins is not the only one that basically says you say the same thing every week, blah blah blah. You never, it's basically a shot at Cena. So I don't think it's basically putting himself over. You know what I mean? Oscar, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Okay. Anyways, back to what we were saying, but the new T-shirt is definitely selling. I saw a lot of folks on the timeline saying that they're buying it right then and there. So,
I mean, it sure looks good, but I just don't like the color of it. It looks kind of gayish. Gray and yellow.
Looks better than any John Cena T-shirt.
Actually, I never bought one.
Okay. Oscar's one funny guy. Also tonight, Seth Rollins was on his promo game, I thought, tonight, killing it on the mic, and he basically challenged John Cena for a belt versus belt. Now, this is where it gets controversial. Some folks can say that the WWE is copying Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor just did that. Some folks can say WWE did it first at WrestleMania 6 when it was the IC title versus the WWE title. Back when that one guy went against Ultimate Warrior. But me as a wrestling fan, I'm like, hold up, Ring of Honor just did that, guys. Why do we need to do this? But I don't know. According to the dirt sheets, Cena will be back that week before basically the go home show of Raw. So we'll see what happens from there. And since they were in the hometown where Seth Rollins won the title, he basically said this is where the Cena did his U.S. Open Challenge for the first time. And he basically put his WWE title on the line. I don't know the last time the WWE title has been on the line at Raw. If one of you guys could look that up, and we'll mention it later on the show. But the WWE title was on the line tonight, and JoJo was like, so what size does the person have to be, blah, blah, blah. Are you legitimate? And he basically said this person has to be this size, this blah, blah, blah. And it thought it was going to be El Torito, but the music hits, and it was Neville. I was basically pumped for that one. You guys?
Yeah, it was great to see them. I mean, they try to bust some bullshit okay, we gotta get a short dude to go against Seth Rollins, make it easier for him. But no, it had to be Neville. I mean, I remember last time they wrestled, they had a good match, and I was expecting another great match between the two. I mean, it was a close call. It looked like Neville could possibly bust it. And I guys remember the whole Chris Jericho moment when he won the title from Triple H on Raw, and then he had to return it back. I mean, it looks like it's very similar to that situation. The only difference is that Neville didn't piss off Triple H in the beginning of Raw or whatever, how they crossed it. But it was just almost like the style of the match. It was so similar. And then I kind of thought that when I saw Steph reach for the rope, I thought the ref was going to count to 3 and Neville was going to run him on with the title. But no, it didn't happen. And but anyways, it was a great match. You saw the strength of Neville picking him up from the floor and throwing him off. I mean, that dude got strength too. We all never thought of that. Like, that guy got some strength. Well, we all look at him as a high flyer, could do some crazy ass moves from, jumping off the ring or from the turnbuckle. But man, this guy got some strength too. I mean, Seth Rollins is taller than me. I saw him at PWG a few weeks ago, and yeah, if you pick up a guy who's like 200 from the ground, that's kind of strong there, picking up a full-grown man like that.
Oh, Neville's definitely one of the strongest. I would say that German suplex he does. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. From picking up from the ground. I mean, that's strength there. And I never looked at Neville like that. I don't think you guys never did, but I never looked at Neville like that.
I mean, watching his matches at NXT. You got to give him credit for doing that to guys over there too. So. I mean, he's done that to guys over there too, so it's not like we haven't paid attention to it. Maybe it's not really noticed, mentioned, but
yeah,
he's definitely one of the strongest guys for his size.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say, like, we all. I mean, I don't want to make people think he's weak or anything like that. But nobody never talks about his strength. No one ever does. I mean,
right.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just that it's just never. It's not a common thing we talk about Neville. It's not the first thing we talk. When we say the name Neville, that's strength. It's not the first thing to come on your mind. Only when he's high spot and great match. Yeah.
Your thoughts, Tom, on the match?
I thought the match was really good. There's, I think, a lot of chemistry between Neville and Seth Rollins, and if you put those guys in like a main event match or a pay-per-view style match, and those guys will kill it probably every single time. I like the pacing of the match. It wasn't too quick. It wasn't too long. The Hurricane Run off the top rope was nice. One thing I really did like about the match, and it's something that they've been doing with Neville that's kind of been not talked about a lot by a lot of people, but they're really protecting the Red Arrow, because I don't think anybody's kicked out of it yet. Tonight we saw Rollins get his foot on the rope, but I don't think anybody's kicked out of the Red Arrow yet. So they're really protecting that as like a super finisher, in the sense that if he hits that, most times that it's going to be a 1, 2, 3. So that's
when did Jericho do it?
Yeah, maybe. I'm
trying to remember if Neville missed it, or did Jericho?
I think Neville missed it, or I think Jericho got the knees up.
Yeah, it might have been one of that.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't think anybody has kicked out the Red Arrow yet. So that's one thing that I do like that they're doing with Neville, is they're really protecting that as a finisher that puts away people. So that's something good. And like I said, match was solid. It was obviously Neville wasn't going to win, but like I said, he came pretty damn close. So it was as good as they could have done it.
Right. I was just about to put somebody on air, but they actually hung up. If you want to call back, you can call back 347-945-5566.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this just for a heads up. If you see anybody with a 330 area code, probably don't put them on, because on Friday on WrestleChat, when me and Matt were doing the show, a big Undertaker fan kept calling up when we were talking about Roddy Piper, and just kept talking about the Undertaker, and we're like, no, we're not talking about the Undertaker. So just a heads up.
When we get to Undertaker talk, maybe we can put the Taker. Maybe they can talk about Taker a little bit. Go for it.
Yeah. But I want to say, go back to all these crazy fans talking about, like, they're ripping off Ring of Honor, but winner takes all. I mean, there's no build to it. Like, if they wanted a copy Ring of Honor, they would have made a build to it. I know, knowing the WWE well, they're trying to make it better than Ring of Honor. You know, I don't see they're trying to rip them off at all.
I don't get that. How are people thinking that they're ripping Ring of Honor off when that's not an original Ring of Honor idea? Ring of Honor didn't come up with two guys having two different belts and then you fight for
That's
one.
why I brought up WrestleMania 6.
Yeah. And I think it was done before that as well. I think in the Jim Crockett promotions quite a bit. You know, this isn't the first time that it's been done. It's been done plenty of times in wrestling history. So
maybe because of timing. Maybe because of timing, like how Ring of Honor just did it, but now WWE's doing it.
Plus, Ring of Honor's on fire right now too. You know, it's got one of the best champions right now in the game, Jay Lethal. Also, that's probably another reason why people are pissed off, like, because they got Jay Lethal as a champ right now, and, you know, basically ROH is on channel. They just got their on TV deal. You know, I guess that's why folks are kind of salty about it.
Like I said, they should be. If you're salty and you're mad over WWE apparently ripping off Ring of Honor ideas, even though it's not a Ring of Honor idea, then you need to reevaluate your saltiness. You know, obviously, but I will say this, you know, WWE is definitely paying attention to Ring of Honor because, you know, they booked shows for Texas in September, which is around the same time that Ring of Honor is going to be in the Texas area as well.
Right.
So
I heard about that. Let's go ahead and move on here on this Raw Talk. Tonight, we had the team of Los Matadores Los Matadores and the Lucha Dragons going against the New Day and the Ascension. It kind of seemed like the Ascension wasn't even part of the match, but they were in the match to me, if you guys notice. Is it just me, or am I tripping?
I get what you were saying. They were just kind of like there. You kind of forget that they're in the match, but then they kind of like pop up and you're like, oh, crap, I forgot they were in there.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I did it because this is like a rematch from SmackDown last week. Like I say every week, there's doing all these rematches from SmackDown, and this was there, and I'm all like, okay, it's a rematch from SmackDown. I've seen the Ascension. I don't know. I don't feel that way because of that, but yeah, the Ascension are there. I don't know why they're there. I mean, I don't know what they're doing in the tag division now. To be honest with you, so.
And you know, I got to give props. I'll do it now. I'll probably say it again. But the crowd tonight in San Jose, I thought was really good. They were loud for like every single match. They were invested into like every single thing. I mean, like I said, if we could get crowds like that every single week, I think Raw would have.
You know why, right?
It would be like a completely different feel.
I'm gonna tell you why they were invested in loud, because they are last year's Raw after WrestleMania. They had to be on their game. You know, they had to show WWE bring WrestleMania back this way soon. So
yeah,
you know,
that's a highly rumored they're gonna come back real soon. I mean, I saw a few months ago that I don't know, the officials or the city of San Jose or whatever are willing to bid to the WWE once again to have it at the Levi Stadium, bringing back WrestleMania. I think WWE wants to look at other places before returning there. Like, they're trying to, like, you know, give other places another chance. Like, what if Minneapolis won a WrestleMania, or possibly the rumor LA, due to the fact that the whole NFL situation going on with all these new stadiums, maybe they want to do one in LA. You know, they try to have other cities, you know, to get a fair shot at WrestleMania, not just, okay, 2 years later, we're going back to San Francisco. Nah, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but you know, I just wanted to mention that because, like I said, the crowd was loud tonight. They weren't sitting. See, that's the thing. It's like they weren't sitting on their hands. You know, when Seth Rollins was cutting his promo, they were chanting stuff during it. They were loud for it. When, you know, the Neville and Rollins match was going on, they were loud for that. When this 8-man tag was going on, they were loud for that. They were loud for everything, and it adds so much to the TV product when the crowds are really good. Because when a crowd is dead, then you kind of feel dead, no matter how good the match can be. You know, people underestimate how good of a crowd can impact a show.
Yeah. I want to kind of get back to this 8-man tag real quick. But how about the fucking New Day? Like, these guys are on a whole nother level. Like, I feel like they just made their own. They have a brand new entrance. This entrance is over. You know, you got Big E, Kofi, and you got this Xavier Woods just doing their little thing. And plus, in the ring, I had to give it up for Kofi Kingston. How about Trouble in Paradise that he did? And, you know, that move has really not been put over when Kofi was, you know, the Jamaican Kofi. But this new Kofi is something else. Like, Kofi New Day is, like, a whole different dude. Like, I love it. And Big E, like, I'm loving what they're doing as a tag team. And they got the pin in that 8-man tag. So, possibility
you know,
they could
it's
be
funny.
getting the rematch.
You know what's funny about Kofi? I mean, about 2 years ago or a year ago, people are complaining like, man, Kofi's just boring now. Like, what the fuck? I mean, they gotta have a heel turn. That's why I hear, like, in PWG lines or whatever, or around people, they gotta do something new for Kofi now. I think the whole Jamaican thing or whatever, it's done. It's old already, you know? He has to do something different, and they finally found something different. Still character, smelling like an idiot doing like that dance. I mean, the dance I'm hoping one day you do when you come to Reseda. I mean, that's the funniest shit ever. And
basically, I want to say that the New Day are sarcastic guys. They're sarcastic as fuck. Like, they come out there knowing damn well people hate them, and they play along with it, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like that.
Yeah, you know, and I know they're happy about it because, you know, they're getting more time on Raw and SmackDown. They're not being on Superstars or Main Event anymore, and they're getting more time, and WWE's putting more time in events on these guys. Just don't be shocked they're going to get another tag team title run.
Yeah, I mean, the New Day, their whole stick that they're doing is one of the best things going in WWE. I mean, every single time when they come down to the ring, and, you know, they're doing, like, all the different claps. Kofi's clap, where he's just, like, spreading his arms and he's doing just, like, the unnecessary big-time clap. It's so hilarious. And, you know, Big E is hilarious as well, and so is Xavier. It's just, it's like the perfect heel stable where you're just like, man, why are those guys such, like, sarcastic assholes? Like, we fucking hate you. Why are you guys smiling? Like, you guys should be, you know, hating us and be angry. You guys shouldn't be, you know, clapping around like that. So it's like the perfect thing going on right now, and they have to put the strap back on New Day because they're way more over it those than sometimes players are as faces.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with the tag team division. I'm pretty sure on SmackDown something's going to happen, and something definitely will be announced, because on SmackDown you got Mark Henry and Primetime Players going against the New Day. So we'll see what happens from there. Hopefully we get a match announced. Since we're on the tag team talk real quick, there's a new tag team out there. I actually saw the house show. They didn't really do nothing at the house show, but I've seen their name has been all over Twitter, and I had to mention them because we might see them on TV soon, but they're doing a lot of house shows. And somebody lied and said that they made a debut just recently. They made the debut before that, and it was in LA. Beef Mode. That's Brad Maddox and Adam Rose. A lot of folks talking shit about them that it'll be a fail. But if they actually push them, do you think that this tag team will be a success?
I don't know how to answer this because I never seen them before. You have. I don't get it. Beef Mode, right? That's the thing, Beef Mode?
I don't think they had a name at the Staples Center. I think they've been pushing their shows as a tag team lately on social media. Because at the moment, they had Curtis Axel teaming up with Damian Sandow, and they beat Rose and Maddox. You know, that was just one of those matches they threw in there. And now, you know, you got them pushing their shows on social media.
Yeah, they're pushing themselves, but I don't get it. Beef Mode. I don't know what's their theme of their tag team. What are they doing? I don't get it. But I mean, I met Brad Maddox at PWG. He's a cool ass dude. I don't want to fucking knock him down or anything, but I don't know how it's gonna work. I just don't know it. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll be interested to see him on TV what they could do, but it's hard for me to answer. Is there gonna be a successful or not? Who knows? We gotta wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta wait and see what happens with it. I mean, sounds at least it's something new. But you know, obviously this squashes rumors of Adam Rose joining the Wyatt family. So we'll just have to, you know, that's what it's about. It's just waiting and seeing. You know, once we see it, we can either shit on it or praise it.
Yeah. Because, well, it's a house show. It's a house show gimmick going on right now, so we can't really even go full detail to it. I get what you guys are saying. You know, you guys can't really put, you know, your real thoughts in yet until you actually see what happens once they hit TV as a team. I get you guys. I know I mentioned this last week, but hashtag rest in peace, Meek Mills. Back to wrestling talk. I'm gonna have to go back into. We have some Divas talk because these girls actually got they got 13 minutes and 10 seconds this week. Praise the girls. Bella Twins against Charlotte and Becky Lynch. I'm happy for the girls. They're actually getting, like, when's the last time you seen the Divas get 13 minutes and 10 seconds?
Last week.
Yeah, I was
well, you know what
say,
I mean.
I'm pretty
you
sure
know
last
what I mean.
week they
you
went.
know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. Like, when's the last time you really saw that? Like, when was the last time the girls were actually getting time like this? Is like what I'm really saying. Not recently is what I'm talking about. Like, when they're like really invested to these girls, and I'm proud of it, dude. But all I have to say, Brie Bella, you're terrible. Is it me or did she botch tonight, huh?
She wasn't looking pretty good, and like I said, it also doesn't help that, you know, you're going against Charlotte and Becky Lynch, who are both at the top of their game right now. So, you know, you're going to look like a rookie if you're not as talented as those girls as well. You know, you got to be able to keep up and compete with them. You know, Nikki looks, you know, like obviously she's better than Brie, I think, in the ring. So she definitely looks like she can, you know, at least compete with, you know, Becky Lynch and Charlotte and Sasha Banks, but Brie is just like, I don't know. And it's like the same thing with like Tamina. Like Tamina looks leagues under all the new girls that came up in NXT. It is, and Tamina's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
No, I mean, Tom just said it. You know, I mean, Nikki's way better in the ring than Brie. Like I said a few weeks ago in that battleground match when it was that triple match between like Sasha, Charlotte, and Brie. Brie just looks right in this match. Like doesn't fit in, you know. And Charlotte and freaking and Sasha Banks was killing it in the match. But Brie was like she was just there, you know, pretty much. This match, it was the same thing. Nikki is the better, you know, better in the ring than Brie, but it's just that it's a tag match, but Brie's, you know. I think I'd rather see Alicia Fox teaming up with Nikki instead of Brie, but
that's exactly what I told Orton. He thinks that Alicia Fox is worse than Brie. I'm like, no, I'd rather see Alicia Fox than Brie Bella. Brie Bella is horrible as fuck. Only thing she knows how to do is kick. You know, she does her little Bremo little spot she does.
Well,
other than
I'm guessing Orton did not pay attention to this match. He was just looking at that Sexy Star video.
Other than that, you know, I don't think Brie Bella is, you know, as good. Like, she's probably at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to the girls. I don't care. Please tell me. Somebody correct me. Nathan, I know you're listening. Did Brie Bella botch a suplex when Becky Lynch went into that suplex? Oscar, Did you see her botch that suplex, or is it me tripping?
I don't remember. To be honest with you, I don't remember. Maybe I didn't notice about a botch. Maybe I didn't really pay attention.
Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Oh, she botched her right, according to Nate. She botched a fucking suplex. Simple ass suplex. Like, come on, dude. Get the fuck out the ring. I'm sorry, dude. Like, if you want this this Divas Revolution shit to go, never put Brie Bella in the fucking ring again. Please. She's garbage. Terrible. If like, I don't know if you guys are. I know you guys probably wouldn't want to do this, but next week, can you guys have a list of not next week, Thursday. Have a list of the girls, the divas, from 1 to the bottom of who you think's the best to the lowest. You can even add fucking Natalia in, even though she's not part of the storyline. Don't add Cameron because she's irrelevant as fuck. So,
I mean, right here, right now, I can say the best is Sasha Banks, the worst is Tamina. There you go.
Tamina hasn't even gotten a ring yet, bro. So she's a manager.
Tamina is so fucking horrible. Like,
she's a manager. I wouldn't even add her in that, bro. I wouldn't even add her in that. She's a manager. But Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give our top chicks. Like, we'll put our list out there, all three of us. So we'll definitely be back on Thursday with that. But the match was decent. Thanks to a lot of Charlotte for saving us. And of course she made Nikki tap. That was shocker. Now what I want to get to, because Orton is one of the few that thinks if you're Ric Flair's daughter, you're gonna get a push. I mean, just because she tapped, I mean, shit. Guess what? Not Brie, but Sasha made fucking Paige tap, I believe, right? And she's a top diva. So, like, they're both getting pushed at the same time. To me, who gives a shit? She made the fucking tap. We could probably see an NXT feud when it comes to Charlotte and Sasha on the main roster. That's a possibility. I mean, I'm not getting scared when it comes to that. Maybe a triple threat, you know? Like, who cares? Like, they're not just like Oscar mentions all the time. They never really mention that much about her being Ric Flair's daughter.
Well, what do you mean? They kind of do every week.
Woo. I don't know. At this point, like, if I had to guess right now, out of all three of the girls that got pushed up from NXT to the main roster, in all honesty, I see Sasha getting the biggest push, just because I think she has every tool necessary to be marketable as compared to Becky and Charlotte. You know, Sasha, I think, is the best in the ring. She probably is the most charismatic. She can cut the best promos. She has the best character. So I feel like she was really going to get the biggest push out of those three. But, you know, like I said, those three girls, I think it's just going to keep switching back and forth. You know, we're probably going to see, you know, like Sasha versus Paige, and then maybe Charlotte versus Paige, and then Becky versus Paige, Charlotte versus Becky, Sasha versus Becky, you know, and so on and so forth. And then, you know, when Bayley gets brought up and all these new girls that are down in NXT, when they get brought up, you know, yada, yada, yada. But
it was rumors that Bayley was supposed to make a appearance tonight. That didn't happen. Maybe off camera. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't, like I said,
it was in her hometown.
Even though they are pushing Charlotte, you know, as Ric Flair's daughter, I just feel like they see Sasha as the most, you know, well-rounded. And plus, Sasha, she's the youngest. She has the most longevity. You know, Charlotte is like 29, Becky is 28. For Sasha Banks, I think is what, 22, 23. She's got years ahead of her.
Beautiful. She's got the character and all.
Yeah.
That's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually giving the Divas time here on the show, too. Here on WH Radio.
Yeah, like I said, for the time being, there's something good going on. You know, Divas are getting a good shot. They're getting the spotlight, and you know, was good. And like I also, regarding the match, I got to give props to Nikki Bella. That spine buster that she gave, that was beautiful. That was almost like an Arn Anderson type one. That was a beautiful spine buster.
Oh yeah. The crowd definitely popped for that. They definitely popped for that for sure. Like, they popped for her and they popped for Becky. They popped for Charlotte, but no pops for Brie. Sorry, Brie, no pops. Hashtag no pops. Let's get into the next match. Let's put on. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Let's take a call. Let's put on Nathan real quick. Nate Doggy, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Figured I'd call in because otherwise I'd just tweet the shit out of you guys. So better to just be here.
Wait.
What's going on, dude? Yeah, we're about to get into the next matchup.
Sounds good.
Let's go ahead and get to the next deal that was on tonight's Monday Night Raw. There was also an interview after that with JoJo with Team Bad, basically Naomi, who I had to put over as a good heel, has been killing it. She challenged Paige for later on the night, so they basically booked them for later on the night. But Miz TV, Kevin Owens and Cesaro. I'm sick and tired. Let me rant real quick. I'm sick and tired of people saying that Kevin Owens is not a main eventer. When was he a main eventer? Like, just because he wrestled John Cena 3 times doesn't mean he was a main eventer. Like, John Cena was not in the main event fighting him. Like, chill out. Like, he's in the same boat where he was before, just without a title. Like, chill out. People get, like, calm down. Like,
but apparently people are freaking out because they said that there was some reports that came out that said that WWE doesn't see him as a main event guy. That's where
dirt sheet.
That's where people are getting mad. But I got news for those people. I don't believe everything that I read, and they shouldn't either.
And plus, is it too early to push Kevin Owens on top? I mean, I'm okay where he is right now. I mean, I know a lot of people are upset that he didn't beat Cena on the third match, but oh well. But I didn't expect him to be okay. Now I got the U.S. title. He's going to be going after the WWE title. Like, come on, relax. It's not like I'm going to pick him to win the Rumble this year, you know?
And Pete, this, I want to say something else about this. And a lot of people complain about Cesaro getting a push. Guess what, people? He's getting a push, and you guys are not happy about that. What's going on?
It's like, remember how Matt was on here last week complaining about Neville and feud with fucking Stardust? Well, what the fuck? Either that, or you want to see the Stardust against the Arrow at SummerSlam. Like, at least Neville is going to get a spot at SummerSlam. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I just don't get it. Like when Kevin Owens and Cesaro, two of the like most pure independent wrestlers in the game to actually be in the WWE are getting a big spot for sure at SummerSlam. Like, this is a build up to SummerSlam, and Kevin Owens what? This is what, fourth pay-per-view, and he's going to be in the biggest pay-per-view and NXT's main event? What else do you ask for, people?
Yeah, you know, it's just that people are scared that WWE's never going to push these guys. Like, 5 years from now, Kevin Owens still hasn't had a WWE title, same with Cesaro. It's like, we're still going to see John Cena in 5 years. Like, come on, John Cena's not going to wrestle forever, you know?
Let's get your thoughts on this, Tom. Like, are you happy with tonight's build-up with Cesaro and Kevin Owens? And do you like the direction they're going?
Yeah, I like the Miz TV segment tonight. I thought it was really good. Kevin Owens, you know, he was always on point. I thought Cesaro was good as well. before I get into the whole thing, I loved all the Cesaro section signs. And if you look on Twitter, I think Cesaro did that, and I retweeted it. There were a shit. I mean, a whole monstrous section of the crowd with Cesaro section signs. So.
Oh man, I saw those Cesaro section signs. That made me happy. I'm like, people, guess what? You guys were complaining a month ago about Cesaro not getting a push, but guess what? Look at all those signs. I guess people forgot about that. I guess people forgot that they wanted him pushed. But
yeah. But going to the Kevin Owens thing, I think he's in a good spot. I think people really did overreact. And first of all, a lot of people on the internet, they don't know the word buried anymore. Anytime somebody doesn't get into the main event scene, or if they're not fighting for the title, they think they're buried. The people throw around that word way too much, and they don't know the correct definition of buried when it comes to professional wrestling terminology. So that's something that things need to change. Is you need to fucking learn what buried actually means. Kevin Owens.
Thank you, because that's one of my biggest annoyances.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is in a good spot. He's constantly on Raw and SmackDown. He's been doing the Michael Cole Wednesday interviews that go on WWE's YouTube page. He's getting a lot of attention. And I think I mentioned this last week that Kevin Owens, for the longest time, people never thought Kevin Owens would get to the WWE. And he was one of those most beloved guys on the indie scene. And we're like, man, this guy deserves to be in WWE. He has the talent and the skill, but WWE probably never signed him. And he gets there. And 6 months after debuting, look at him now. He's on the main roster. He's getting TV time every week. And one of the things I think a lot of, I would say, more hardcore wrestling fans forget about is because we want to see independent guys go to WWE and make money and make a good career out of this because they deserve it, because they have the talent and the passion. Kevin Owens is probably making really good money now. Like I said, he's on TV every week. His merchandise is selling like crazy. He's getting a new piece of merchandise every week. So it's like we forget that this guy's probably doing really well financially, and just the beginning. Like I said, this guy hasn't even been in WWE for a year yet. So
just like I said, this is his fourth pay-per-view, and people were saying that he's being buried. No, and somebody told me, I ain't gonna lie, it was fucking Orton. Orton told me to get off his dick. I'm like, how am I on his dick? He's not even buried. Chill out, dude. Calm down, bro.
I freaking, one of my main annoyances, and Nathan said it too, is people do not know the correct definition of buried and job. Every single week, if somebody loses, they say, oh my God, the guy got jobbed out. He's buried now. WWE has nothing for him. And I also mentioned this as well. A lot of the fan favorites on the internet community, guys like Cesaro, Neville, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, I could keep going, but the typical guys that a lot of the internet fans really enjoy, a lot of the hardcore fans enjoy. You can't push them all at the same time. Everybody thinks that all the great guys should just be all pushed at the same time. We should push Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Neville, Finn Balor all at the same time, and they should have a huge 8-man elimination chamber match. It's like, no, you push them at different times, and it could happen or it couldn't happen. But you can't. You have to have a little bit of patience, and nobody has patience anymore. Everybody just wants it now. Everyone wants Kevin Owens to be champion now. People want Cesaro to be champion right now. It's like, no, just chill out and wait and see. Then you can complain if you want.
Well, that and people, I've noticed, too, that people don't enjoy the product for what it was. And I'll admit, I complain a lot about today's WWE. It's not one of my favorite things as far as wrestling is concerned right now. But people are too busy trying to fantasy book scenarios and have that play out in their head versus what's actually happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't enjoy what's happening now versus what you actually want to happen, then those people probably shouldn't be watching the product.
Yeah. I also like to remind people, I was like, okay, would you rather watch this product that we have now, or would you rather go back to 2010 and 2011 when we were having the anonymous Raw GM every week, where we didn't have as many indie guys in the product as we do now? We weren't having the great matches that we were having. The divas weren't doing shit. You know, they were looked at as huge ticks. You know, it was still at that point where they were looked at as girls with fake tits and all that. We hadn't really progressed to a further point. But it was like, what would you rather see, that or what we're doing now? And yeah, there's a lot of problems with WWE now. There's a lot of gripes that have been justified, but you know what? I'll say it's better than it's been in years past. There's a lot of progression. There's a lot of progression with what WWE has been doing over the years. In 2010, would you have ever seen Jushin Liger in WWE? Hell no.
No.
It's 2015, and we're seeing Jushin Liger, even though he's older. It doesn't matter. The guy's a legend, and we're seeing a guy that appeared in Ring of Honor and is under contract in New Japan all in the same year. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, just like, you know, the whole Kevin Owens Cesaro thing was great for both dudes. A lot of folks want these guys to be pushed. This is a push for both of them at the same damn time. They're going to put each other over regardless who wins at the end of the day. That's what I think. That's why I see them in my eyes as a wrestling fan. Did we get everybody's thoughts on the Miz TV? Because we got Tom's. Did we get yours, Oscar?
Well?
Yeah.
Well, hear me? Oh, okay. I was wrong. I mean, what you guys were talking about, TV time and shit, everything's doing well. I mean, it's better than the product we saw, like what Tom said, better than what with the whole Raw GM thing going on. And yeah, I don't know what, I've already talked about why people complain, people are getting paranoid, and I already said it.
No, I was asking, did we get your thoughts on Miz TV? Like, did you already comment on that, or no?
No. Miz TV, well, good thing about it is, like, he did fucking go over Roddy Piper. He just said his show was better than his show. So that's a good thing about it. Even though he played the hero character, he went out of character and he just tossed Roddy Piper. But the whole thing, well, I think they just did it just to build up more just to startle and activity, because they build up too much on SmackDown. They have to do something up on Raw, because, you know, they're playing.
I think people need to start watching SmackDown, to be honest with you. People always talk shit about SmackDown, but they need to start watching.
I said this a couple weeks ago. You mean, you got, some people complain about, oh, Raw is not wrestling and shit. Watch SmackDown. I mean, you want to see wrestling, watch SmackDown. I mean, it's like, all right, if you don't like what you see on Raw, because you open up with a segment, they do the same thing on SmackDown, but they just go straight to a match afterwards. The segments are going to be 20 minutes long, maybe like 5-10 minutes, then it goes to a match. You know, you see more wrestling matches in SmackDown. I mean, I think that's what's always been ever since there was no more brand extension. There was more wrestling involved than Mike Berg and promos on Raw. So that's just a strange thing. Like, people complain too much about Raw, then just watch SmackDown.
There's some folks that also complain that, or not, they think that the rosters need to be split. I think it's fine, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion.
Well, my biggest complaint about SmackDown, to be honest, is that it's basically, I mean, you get at least one good match, but most of it is them talking about Raw and recapping what happened on Raw. And that's why I don't, like, I'm busy on Thursday nights, so I can't watch it live anyway.
A great way to watch it is YouTube.
I've been able to watch it, but DVR is my friend, and usually I can get through the 2-hour show in 15 minutes.
Because YouTube, if you can't watch the whole thing, YouTube, they show like
DVR, because you just fast forward through everything.
That's true. That's definitely true. Well, just like everybody said here on the show, Miz TV basically helped Kevin Owens and Cesaro and they're gonna help each other, put each other over. And I could probably see this feud probably going 2 matches. Like it'll help both of them. They get 2 matches, and then this feud guaranteed for sure. Let's go to the next match. We have Rusev go against Mark Henry. I guess they had to give Rusev something to do since the person that he's feuding with is out right now of action. So they had to put him to get somebody in the job. So he jobbed Mark Henry. Rusev went over. Also, let's talk about this backstage promo with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. I'm just loving it, dude. I'm loving the Wyatt family is kind of is basically getting back together. It's just wait for Eric Rowan to get back. I want to see if they're gonna have Eric Rowan talk. Luke Harper getting more talk time with the promos, which is dope. And you got to give it to them letting Sheamus show up in the backstage where where Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper do their promos. I loved it. Big fan of the promo. Loved it tonight. And Bray Wyatt, he was like, they say whoever's an enemy of yours is. What was the exact words? Somebody want to cover me on that?
If you're enemy of them,
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, and then they did the little, and then Bray did the little laugh.
And he was like, so Sheamus tonight for our friend.
Yeah, and some folks, I don't know, I don't know how you guys feel, but some folks was like, Sheamus doesn't look bad hanging out with the Wyatts. I'm not saying that it's actually going to happen, people. Calm down. Chill out. But some folks were getting happy talking about Sheamus doesn't look bad hanging out with the Wyatts. With the beard and shit. Not saying it's going to happen.
Looking at that fucking promo, I mean, it was surprised to see Sheamus part of it, but then when he was after the promo, I was thinking, wow, this is actually pretty good, having Sheamus in there, even though he's not a member of the Wyatt family. And then I was trying to think, are they trying to do something special, maybe down the road? Like, I know the rumors out there that Sting might not no longer be part of SummerSlam. That was in my head for a bit. It got me thinking. But then, that's what I like. I like when WWE makes me want to think, like, okay, even though there's rumors out there this is not going to happen, but can it be possible, That gives me guessing, but, yeah, got to the end of Raw, kind of figure out something, so, yeah, that's what I like. WWE keep on making me guess.
Tom, your thoughts on the promo?
That was good. Yeah, it was a typical Bray Wyatt Luke Harper promo, which it was good. So it was great to see Shane just like pop up out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? And somebody wrote on Twitter, can people just walk up while Bray Wyatt's cutting a promo? Like somebody's like, I want to see our group in the middle of a Bray Wyatt promo.
Run. What about you, Nate? Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought the promo was really good. I thought what both the guys had to say was really good. I really like that they're trying to rebuild the Wyatt family to the point where we will care about it again. Because for a while, Bray Wyatt has just kind of been a guy that's been there. I'm not sure what to make of the Sheamus thing, if he's going to be with them or if it was just like a one-time thing. Yeah, but I'm interested in it enough to basically where I want to see where it's going to go. So I'm willing to wait and see kind of thing.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on here on WH. Zack Ryder, I feel sorry for you because guess what? The Divas, both Diva matches lasted longer than your match. Wayne Barrett,
that's because Zack
Ryder. He's a bum. And he got jobbed. I feel sorry for Zack. I don't even know what to say. I'll just say Wade Barrett, they had to give him some time to come out and show some of his skills off. But at the end of the day, that match was
fucking bullshit!
That's what it was.
Pretty much.
Let's move on.
Waste of time.
I think we need to go ahead and move on with this match to the next match. Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar. Heyman hustle in the building. Brock Lesnar, he introduces Brock Lesnar. Brock comes down, and Paul Heyman just doesn't talk, and then this cuts another perfect promo, basically, saying how Taker, begged Vince McMahon, for the rematch, and he basically made his way into the match to have the rematch by interrupting the main event. So he basically made Taker seem like, oh, I'm begging for the match, so I have to do this, do that, So by the looks of it, Taker's the loser of this. He's a sore loser. That's what it seemed like at the end of the day. So,
yeah.
But go ahead. Go ahead, Nate. You want to talk?
No, I was just gonna say it's making Undertaker look like the heel in the whole thing, and I don't know if they're trying to do that. But, I understand, the streak being broken was a big thing, so Undertaker should be pissed. But I'm not sure with the whole Brock being a face thing in the feud, because he should be, at least in my mind, the biggest heel in the business, in the company right now, or at least
to me, I feel like he's a tweener.
That works too. I just don't want him as a full-blown babyface.
Because I don't see he's a full-blown babyface.
You know what? What Nathan just said, it kind of got me thinking about Undertaker turning heel or becoming the heel. I mean, I still, from that promo, I still think Taker's going to win. But what Nate just brought up, can we possibly see Kane helping out Taker win that match at SummerSlam? Because if that's the case, Taker has to turn heel if Kane does help him out.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's like they built up Brock Lesnar as the biggest babyface in the company, and it's so easy because people just love to see Brock Lesnar kick the shit out of people. It's the easiest babyface turn, I think, in wrestling history, because people just want to see Brock, punch people in the fucking face and throw them around like a rag doll, and everybody loves it. So it's like you're putting him against Taker, and everybody loves Taker. So now people are like, who do I root for? Do I root for both? Do I root for one? What's going on? That's why I didn't like the concept of the match, but of course, listening to Paul Heyman's promo tonight, Paul Heyman could sell me the shirt off of my own back and take my money. That's how damn good he is week in and week out, and he was even more on point tonight. It's just, like I said, I'm sure the match will be fine. I'm going to be watching it, but it's just like, I feel like there's 10 more matchups that would be more interesting to me than this one. It's like, do I care if Kane comes back in a match and helps Taker? Do I care if Taker turns heel? Do I care if Brock Lesnar F5's The Undertaker back to 1999? No, I don't care.
It's funny that you mentioned about Kane, because I didn't think about that until now. And that's a possibility.
Like I said, we need Kane. Like I said, we had no Big Show on Raw, and that was great. We had no Kane on Raw. That was great. Mark Henry was the third old Attitude Era guy that we kind of had on Raw. And like I said, if we could just get rid of those three guys, I feel like there's so much more potential, and then that gives a spot to a brand new guy. And it's just, it goes back to WWE having to rely on part-timers and past guys to try and get by. and it shouldn't be that way. Like I said, you had Brock Lesnar. You could put him against anybody. People were excited about a Brock Lesnar-Kofi Kingston match because they knew Brock Lesnar was going to murder him. It's like you could put Brock against anything, and it could work. Why does it have to be Taker? Because WWE has to go back to relying on big past names in order for people to be interested because they can't build up their own talent.
Yeah.
No, I just
say this right now. No, I was gonna say that if Kane does interfere this match, look for Undertaker and Brock Lesnar match rematch at WrestleMania 32.
Oh my! If I have to see that match one more time, I'm gonna my list.
I was on a podcast earlier today, and I basically told the guy I was talking to, like, if The Undertaker wins the match at SummerSlam, then there is going to be a third match, because WWE likes to do feuds in threes. But if Brock Lesnar were to win the match at SummerSlam, then that might open the possibility of Sting versus Undertaker at WrestleMania, because I think they still want to do that match. But it depends which way the match at SummerSlam goes, and which match we get at WrestleMania, providing the outcome of SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I wouldn't be upset if that happened. So, like, WWE, I would be happy than the motherfucker if you guys let Brock Lesnar go over and just let Sting just go with Sting, or have Sting interfere on that match and let Sting be the heel. You know, I don't care. Who gives a fuck? Like, just let Sting interfere at SummerSlam. You know, make something happen. I'll be happy. We'll have to wait and see, because sometimes the dirt sheets could be right, sometimes they could be wrong. Let's move on. Alrighty. Paige Naomi match. I thought that was a pretty decent Divas singles match. Those two, you know, they have history, you know, before the whole Divas Revolution. And with Naomi's push as a heel, who's been doing awesome. She's been doing awesome on the mic. That was a good match.
You know what? I've seen better matches between Paige and Naomi. I don't know, maybe because they can give him more time than other Diva matches, but I feel like I've seen better matches than that, but it was not bad, actually, between the two. You know, Naomi can work, so does Paige. I mean, yeah, we all know where this is going. It's going to be something SummerSlam between all those Divas. Yeah, the whole team, bad team, is the only one that I feel like it was to fail to this week. I mean, not talking in a bad way, but winning wise. But we'll see what happens. I mean,
it wasn't just team bad. It was both teams.
Oh yeah, the Nikki team, yeah, whatever, Nikki Tunes, whatever, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying here. But yeah, they pretty much made the what's her name? The changes team called against
submission sorority.
Submission sonority, yeah.
By the way,
Looks
don't
strong.
Google
sorority.
Sorority, by the way, and I hope WWE doesn't either, because as soon as they do, they're going to change the name of it.
I saw people tweeting about that they looked up the submission sorority, whatever, sorority submission, and they're like, yeah, I don't think that's going to fly.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they change it by next week.
Like, and it's like, why do they have to come up with these, like, names for everybody? Like, everybody, it has to be, like, some sort of, like, cheesy name to describe all these girls. Just let them go out. You don't need to put names on their team. But
well, just like every good wrestler have to have a fucking nickname.
Oh, yeah. you know, the new sensation, Neville. You know, you hear it every single week. He's the new sensation, the new sensation. It's like, shut the fuck up. But the Paige Naomi match was okay. You know, there wasn't really anything special about it. Nothing really too good. It was just kind of like an average match. Nothing too exciting.
I wasn't a huge fan of it. I thought the match was a mess. But I think Naomi's main problem is that she can be good, but she goes way too fast.
And she, especially as a heel now, Naomi needs a new finisher. She cannot keep using the rear view. I mean, it worked as a face when she was with the Funkadactyls and whatever. It worked. But, like, now that she's a heel, she needs something new, and she needs to stop, like, basing her offense around her ass. Like, it's the same thing with Ryusuke Taguchi in New Japan. Like, 90% of his offense is based on his ass. And it's just like, that's why I fucking hate Taguchi when he does shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm kind of with that, you know, her changing her finisher. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. You know, possibility, you know, she might not be doing that. So we'll see. Switch it up real quickly. Next week on Raw, you basically starters cut a little promo, and you have Stephen Amell, right? That's what he says his name.
Amell, whatever.
I don't know.
Stephen Amell. He's gonna be showing up. I don't think nobody cares, but he's gonna be.
Yay! Some irrelevant TV star on some irrelevant TV show. Yay!
Well,
so he'll be showing up.
Defend the show, the Arrow. Hold on, not defend the sheriff. I don't know if it's irrelevant. If you keep making seasons, I don't know if it's relevant.
Nobody watches the show.
What station? It's not even. I don't even think it's on like a major network station. It's not on NBC or CBS or Fox or ABC.
I don't watch that trash. So whatever it is, I think Oscar is probably the only one that watches on the show. I don't watch it though.
Well, if I'm the only one watching it, then it will not make multiple seasons. So, and they're making a new season out of it.
Well, you know, they make new seasons of Total Divas. They make new seasons of Total Divas too. It doesn't make it a good show.
Very true.
That guy.
I love Tyson Kidd on Total Divas though. He's the man.
I like Paige. Anyways, but that guy's gonna show next week. Let's go ahead and talk about.
Don't worry, before you move on. Don't worry, people. He's not gonna have a match at SummerSlam. So don't bitch about on Twitter. Oh, I don't want to, Stardust versus the Arrow match. Fuck that. That's not gonna happen.
And you guys heard it first. If Oscar's wrong, people, you can call here and yell at him.
I mean, obviously, think about it. He just filmed Ninja Turtles 2. How much time he had to do ring work for a match at SummerSlam? There's no time for that. He ain't going to have a match at SummerSlam.
Let's just move on. I think that's good.
Alrighty. Oh, shit. I feel bad for the submission sorority. I just saw what the fuck came up when you type in there. X videos.
The
X videos show.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, if you type it in on Google, you see the first thing you see is X videos. Damn.
Like WWE, you could hire me, pay me money, and the next time you want to come up with nicknames for people, let me know first, and I'll type it in on Google, and I'll let you know if it's a good idea.
Who came up with the name? I'm pretty sure one of the divas came up with the name.
That should be on their social media managers, but their social media managers is fucking stupid.
Honestly, I feel like one of the divas came up with the name, and then they was like, okay, that doesn't sound bad.
Listen,
One of the divas.
If anybody was probably, if I had to guess, had to be in Paige because she seems like she's a little freaky, but that's a whole other story for another day.
She's probably one of the nicest chicks I've met too, out of the divas.
Yeah, I mean, listen, from what I've heard, she's like I said, she just seems like a little freaky. I'm pretty sure Charlotte's not that way. I mean, she is Flair's daughter, so you never know. But like I said, you gotta think of these things before you go out. You gotta somebody.
It's crazy because I've met like four of those divas that's part of this whole Divas Revolution storyline right now. At least 4. Like they're all cool chicks. So
yeah, and like I said, maybe one of them should have been like maybe Becky Lynch should have been like, let me type this in on Google first and see if something comes up because this doesn't sound right. Because immediately when I heard the nickname, I was like, that kind of sounds like it could be in a porno. And I look on Twitter and everyone's saying the same thing. And then finally somebody typed it in and they're like, don't type it in.
Damn.
Yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter tonight say, like, after that was announced that they were the submission sorority, someone said, whatever you do not type that in on a Google search. And
you know what?
so
I bet you.
And then I started laughing for like 5 minutes straight.
You know what, Nate? I bet you somebody went up to Vince and were like, well, when you type in a submission, fucking, what's it called? Submission sororities.
Yeah.
X video shows up. I'm pretty sure he was like, you got to be kidding. Or he could have been like, Jesus!
I think this is enough.
Somebody's getting fired.
This is enough submission sorority talk for one night.
I'm done. I just want to have some laughs. I had to get some laughs out. I'm sorry. WH Radio, people. This is the Elite Podcast Network. I'm going to throw it over to my boy Oscar. He can talk about the main event. Talk to us.
All right, the main event was Roman Reigns teaming up with Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton going against Sheamus and the Wyatt family. Basically, 6-man. Basically, what you always do 6-man main event. Everybody doing finishers in the end, or teasing the finisher. And the match was like, okay. I mean, I like spots where the Dean Ambrose and freaking Luke Harper thing. One thing I gotta mention Roman Reigns. I like the spot where he was in the ring with the side where the entrance is at. He ducked the clothesline from Luke Harper. He ran into the other side, not the opposite side, but the right side of the ring where Bray Wyatt was laying down. He did this little kick move, and then Sheamus was right there by the freaking but the tables are at. So he did a 2-man punch on the table thing. Well, Luke Harper was still chasing after him, and then he got Luke Harper. I mean, I give props to that thing for Roman Reigns on that. Ambrose, when every time Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper are in the ring, it just reminds me of Space and Evolve. They can still do things together. And yeah, like every other 6-man tag, there's always got to be someone doing finisher, RKO, Bro Kick, Mr. Abigail, but Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton got the victory, and pretty much how you ended Raw. What the fuck is...
You alright over there? But yeah, man, like, I think it's good for the faces to get a win finally. Of course, you got, the Wyatts, they've been going over Ambrose and and Roman Reigns. So I guess it's good for them to finally get a W.
Yeah, sounded like a solid main event, and like I said, I will say this: I've noticed that the Roman Reigns backlash has really started to dwindle down because he's not being shoved down our throats anymore. It just seems like he's going out there and being what he should have been all along, and a guy that just goes out there, beats the crap out of people, makes a couple of witty jokes, and just that's what he does. So the Roman Reigns backlash is definitely, I think, at its lowest peak that it's been in a while. So that's definitely good, and got to also see what happens with Wyatt and Harper. But it should be interesting going forward. The one thing I'm not looking forward to is, this whole thing is leaning toward another Sheamus-Randy Orton match, which I don't want to see.
Nobody wants to see that. Not even a little 6-year-old wants to see it again.
To be honest with you, I'm almost like feeling like have the 6-man again, but somehow someone gets injured, like a Randy Orton get injured and fucking puts Sting in there. I just I'm kind of fucking rather see than another Sheamus versus Randy Orton match. Just add Sheamus in with the Wyatt and fucking Sting with the X-Shield members. I think I'd rather see that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure SmackDown they'll build something with SmackDown. They'll have some SmackDown building, and maybe next week we'll see what happens, and we'll definitely find out what's gonna happen. Happen for their SummerSlam match. Let's take a quick break. I want to talk about some events that have been booked for WrestleMania Weekend, and we will be right back after these messages, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Hero, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Radio.
This is Josh Alexander
and Ethan Page.
We are the Monster Mafia,
and you're listening to Wrestling Heads Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Gulak, and you are listening to Wrestling Heads Podcast.
This is Eli Everfly, and you're listening to Wrestling Heads Radio.
Don't stop believing! I just want to say happy birthday to my boy Eli Everfly. He turns 22 today. One of the best professional wrestlers out here in SoCal. Shout out to my dude.
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, he just turned 22, I just saw him this past Friday. It was a pretty good match against Douglas James. Look out for that name. Remember that name, Douglas James.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Eli, shout out to you from the WH squad and the EPN squad over here. Happy birthday, dude. WrestleMania Weekend for 2016. WrestleCon has been announced, and yes, WrestleCon is already fucking sold out, people. Can you fucking believe that shit already? I'm gonna just go ahead and name. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, that's crazy because we were this past year's WrestleCon, and it was pretty cool. I mean, but things, I don't know why this thing got sold out. I mean, I don't know if they're doing a smaller place or I don't know. It's kind of crazy though. I'm thinking this shit sold out already. It's cool.
Yeah, man. Last year's WrestleCon was cool. Got to meet the Dudley Boys. Got to meet Scott Hall. That was cool.
Demolition.
Yeah, for those that don't know about WrestleCon is a place where you want to go meet some of your favorite wrestlers when, from back in the days, they're not really wrestling no more. This is where you go. But it was a good deal. But some guys that are, current were also there. You had guys like Austin Aries was there, ACH was there. Also, there's matches too that are also booked there too, which is also cool too. Caleb Conley was there. Jeff Hardy was there last year. Matt Hardy. This year, I can give you guys some of the guests that will be there so far. This is not the full card yet of like the guests who are going to be there. So I'm gonna name some names. Bobby the Brain Heenan, it will be there. He will appear at 2016 Con.
WrestleCon.
Yeah, I correct myself. Thanks. Deborah Marshall, Justin Credible, Raven, Scott Steiner, Marty Jannetty, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Animal, Barbarian, Warlord, Kelly, Melina. You got Hunky
Don't touch
Tonk
Melina or
Man.
you'll get AIDS.
Hunky Tonk is going to be there. Shoot. Jackie will be there. Bart Gunn, Bob Holly, Stacy Carter, and
Miss
Jackie. Yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit! None of those names fucking. I would not care to meet any of those fucking people. Besides maybe
Hold on,
Raven.
I got one more person, and the star. The only star name I see here so far. The only irrelevant person. Excuse me, relevant person.
Relevant?
Yes, the only relevant person. Kurt Angle will be there.
Like,
well,
see,
then he's going to have a line out the door, and then no one else is going to have one.
Yeah.
So these are the names so far.
I mean,
they will.
Let's just hope Kurt Angle does show up because I heard there's a signing here that him and Bret Hart and China were doing, but he no-showed. So let's just see. Hope he shows up in WrestleCon.
Yeah, I mean,
for those. Go ahead.
I don't know. Like I like the concept of WrestleCon, but like I've never been to one, but I just there's just too many people because you have all the legends go, and then you also have all the indie names there, and it's just like that's like way too fucking much for you to like.
See, the indie names you can always wait for. Like I saw Chris Hero there, I saw Joey Ryan there. I'm like, I see these guys at PWG all the time. These guys are cool dudes. So like,
well, you know what? Not everyone is as lucky as you and gets to fucking go to PWG every show. So you know what? You don't want to hear it.
Fuck you.
You know what? My problem with WrestleCon is that, okay, it's cool to see guys like Scabler there trying to sell DVDs and all that, but why bring guys like Ring of Honor guys and maybe guys like Joey Ryan and them on there? I mean, you could pretty much take a picture for free. If I'm not mistaken, Nathan, you go to Ring of Honor shows a lot. I mean, is it easier to take a picture with these guys instead of paying for it?
Let's not forget, we did go to that ROH show, all three of us together. And remember, they had that meet and greet, and you had to pay to meet Carl.
I didn't. I walked past him in the hallway, and I took a picture for free.
Well, that's different. That's before.
Yeah, if you
everybody,
meet them, if you
that was
take
before
a
everybody came in, though.
At a bar, then it's free. But if you take it in a show setting, then it's going to cost money.
Yeah, like.
And I'm pretty sure, like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure even at WrestleCon last year, like, the indie guys, if you just bought a piece of merch, you get a picture for free. Like, the indie guys, they don't care about, like, you know, $10 for a picture and, you know, $20 for merch. It's like if you buy a little bit of merch, help them out, they'll do a picture. Sometimes there's a bunch of indie guys that I've seen that throw out, like, also a free 8x10 or whatever. They'll sign some shit, whatever you want. And, you know, like I said, I think that's a lot of the differences between the indie guys and the legends, you know. I think a lot of the legends, you know, not every legend, but a lot of legends from what I've heard of, they try to get every single penny out of you, while the indie guys are just like, you know, buy a shirt and we'll shoot the shit.
Like, I remember when we went to the ROH show, and when they opened, like, they had a table with Bullet Club there. You know, they was hanging there. Like, if you want to take a picture with the whole Bullet Club, I think you have to pay a certain amount of money. So, you know, it's not like that's going to happen. Yeah, like all Bullet Club members walking by, they're all not going to take a picture with you for sure. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
Oscar?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? When we saw Tessa Blanchard at WrestleCon, I mean, she was charging, I think it was $10 to take a photo with her. And I'm all like, I have a feeling like if I saw her in the show, I probably would have got her for free instead of paying $10, you know?
Yeah. Well, let me.
By the way, Kelly's probably going to charge a shitload of money to get pictures with her. Because the last time I heard,
it was $20. $20 when I met her.
Really?
At where did we meet her?
I heard a couple of years ago that she was charging people like legit $200 to get pictures with her.
I can't imagine that if AJ goes out and does I don't know if she's going to do WrestleCon, but if she does these public appearances, how much she's going to charge for like a picture.
Where did we meet Kelly Oscar?
Well, at Frankenstein's we met her.
Yeah, it was like $20 she was charging, and when she saw me with the Kings jersey on, because her boyfriend plays for the Ducks, they're rivals. She was talking shit to me, but it was cool. She was cool. She only charged me $20. But I just want to throw out the sessions of how much it's going to be for folks. Friday, April 1st, $40 each. $32 discount tickets for 750 online ticket purchase. April 2nd, $40. They'll also have different shit there. So Coco Banner's live podcast Q&A. It's gonna be in there. It's gonna be a panel. Queens of the Combat Wrestling Show is gonna be there. I'm trying to read more, but I know last year they had a Lucha Underground Q&A. Go ahead.
I have a question because you've been to WrestleCon, so you can tell me. So you have to pay money to get in, and you also pay money per person you take pictures with. Does the money you pay for the show, or does it just pay to just get in to buy more?
You talking about like the actual show where they wrestle?
Yeah, like, do you...
we didn't go to that. We only went to, like, the autograph thing, the autograph.
Yeah. Well, let me answer that question to Tom. Maybe I can answer better. There's 3 different sessions going on, if I can remember. The third session is the live show. All sessions are separate.
Okay, so, like I said, I just wanted to be clear. So you pay money to get in, and then you still have to pay more money to get, like, autographs and...
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you still have to pay for autographs and shit. Like, you can get in, but you still got to pay for autographs for sure.
Yeah, it's stuff.
I think that's so ridiculous. $40 just to get
That's how it was when we went to San Diego for House of Hardcore, when they had basically the same thing. And we had I thought it was like what you pay, you could take pictures with everybody, but whoever, like, say if I wanted Rikishi, I had to go pay for Rikishi and this
if
person.
You remember,
Skid, they gave us, like, a couple people were free.
Yeah, but remember, Skid, when you pay for that ticket, you get this envelope, and then there's 5 wrestlers you get for free. And I remember we had Joey.
Yeah.
Gangrel for free, and fucking Jesus, we got him for free. I mean, that's pretty much you get, but WrestleCon doesn't do that.
Yeah, the only thing that
I think that's a little ridiculous. $40 just to get in, like, that seems, if you can make it like $20, like.
You'd have to bring like $1,000 just to not go broke there.
Yeah, and it's like people, like, to go to a WrestleMania weekend and see all that shit, you have to, like, save up like $1,000. Like,
that's why I didn't meet too many people when I was there. I met like maybe 2 people. I think it was Dudley's and Mandy, Leon.
You met Scott Hall too. I remember that.
And Scott Hall, yeah, I remember. I had mentioned that. I met like just 3 top legends and Mandy Leon. So like I didn't really want to spend like ridiculous there because everybody else is spending. I mean, not spending crazy, but charging crazy. You know what I mean?
That's how it is for WrestleMania weekend. You're spending money on shows, WWE stuff. I mean,
I'd rather spend my money on that on the WrestleMania stuff than WrestleCon. To be honest with you,
This is one of the reasons why I
when I go to WrestleMania.
I mean, that's
if I go to WrestleMania next year, I'm bringing at least $2,000.
Yeah, you know what? If WrestleMania happens 2 years in Minnesota where you live at, I mean, you're saving a bunch of money. Think about it. I'm pretty sure you're not
isn't WrestleMania Access like that where you pay one price and then you get to take pictures with whoever?
I mean, but I'm just, hold on. Let me go back with Nathan. If WrestleMania does happen 2 years where you live at, Nathan, you're saving a lot of money. You're not saving money in the hotel room. You're not saving money on gas. So
Access is better than WrestleCon.
Yeah, you only got WrestleCon, WrestleMania.
That's money on hotels too because you'll be able to stay at my house. There's that.
The only thing about Access that's not good, like the top stars like Seth Rollins, those guys you have to pay a little extra for. But everybody else is free.
$150. Screw that. $150 to meet Seth Rollins. That's crazy.
I'm just saying like top stars like John Cena, those guys you have to pay a little extra for.
Yeah,
but
and
like,
that line,
if you're like a Luke Harper or like a Sin Cara, like that's free.
Yeah, but no, it sucks though that their line is ridiculous. That sucked about WrestleMania Access. Their lines out there was ridiculous. I tried to meet Dusty Rhodes and no, I'm sorry, but I tried to meet Dusty Rhodes and his line was just like too long, and then they got rid of him and they put Christian in there. I was like, I don't want to meet no fucking Christian, and I just left and went back where you at with the Usos.
I heard some horror stories about last year's Access, about how it was terribly organized, and I heard Dre from 4CR basically said that the only people he could meet in like 7 hours was the Ascension, and he didn't even want to meet them because the lines and everything was so disorganized and was a mess.
The only person I met at not WrestleCon, but Access was Stardust and Damian Sandow. Only people that I met. Only people I met. But otherwise, we also met other folks because they're in the streets of Oakland or San Jose, and we saw them.
Yeah.
We met them that way, too, for free. So, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, just let everybody know if you're down to go to WrestleCon. It's going down April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Don't let it scare you on not going, because it's really not a bad deal to go to. And I'm pretty sure other stars are going to be there, like Ric Flair, Bret Hart, and other people like that. So.
When is WrestleMania next year?
I think it's the 6th.
Is it like, okay.
No, it's probably the 3rd.
Well, you're planning to go, Nathan? I said you're planning to go?
Yeah.
It's Sunday. It's got to be Sunday, April 3rd. It's got to be Sunday, April 3rd.
Yeah, because
that makes sense. Yeah, I'm planning to go next year and the year after. So.
Yeah, because rumor has it it's going to be in Minneapolis 33, so it's possible you go back-to-back WrestleMania, you know?
Yeah. Well, I've already been to one, so I
think I'm going to skip this one, and I'm going to go to the year after that.
Yeah, and like if Nate says, look, if Minneapolis is the spot, if you say that we could stay at your pad, oh, well, I'm down.
Definitely.
And there you go.
That's definitely going to happen, because then I can save you guys money.
So, you better start saving, man, because I fly to Minneapolis.
I already said I'm going 2017. 2017 is definitely the deal for me. I'm going to skip this year.
Well, I'm saying,
start
2017. Because a flight could be like, I'm going to guess $500 to fly to Minneapolis. That's what I might guess. You know what I mean? So.
Cheap.
Ladies and gentlemen, also Evolve, the WWE and Live, they also announced their shows too. They didn't announce the dates yet, but they announced their stuff going on sale Their stuff went on sale, so look out for that too. And Ring of Honor also, Final Battle, I believe they have. I believe, don't quote me on that, on the exact name.
Oh, no, it's Supercard of Honor, dude.
Somebody told me it was Final Battle. I don't know why. That's why I said don't quote me on that.
Final Battle.
Final Battle is a December show.
Yeah.
The one thing I always give props on to Gabe Sapolsky is that he made it so that you could go to the Evolve show and then go to the Ring of Honor show if you wanted. Like, he gives you time. Like, he doesn't schedule it so close. So he's making it so that, like, people can go to both shows. He's not, like, running it at the same time or running it so close that you can only make it to one show. He wants you to go to both shows.
Yeah,
you know
what?
I'm gonna tell you this though.
All right. I was gonna say that what I heard is that all the events where Evolve or the WWN experience is gonna be across the street from Access. That's crazy. But we learned all these stuff that WWE and WWN are working together, so not shocking.
I'm gonna tell you this though, folks better make their mind up if they want to go to an NXT show that night or they want to go to a Ring of Honor show because it's gonna be the same night. I guarantee you. It was the year when
I know what I'm doing already.
What are you doing?
Ring of Honor.
If I were you, I know you're a Ring of Honor guy, but NXT is great. I'm just saying, like, I've been to an ROH show.
I'll say this: if NXT does not stack up their roster by WrestleMania next year,
they will.
You have to choose Ring of Honor because you have to think Kevin Owens is gone.
The thing is, I guarantee you, they will stack up.
They really got to stack it up. I mean, I'm talking they have to bring in like 5, 6 big indie names, 2 big girl indie names, because you lost Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch.
They might have somebody show up that you want to expect too. Like, and we witnessed. I know a lot of folks been talking about Hideo Itami doing the go to sleep. Like, he never does it on TV, but he did it at the NXT show. Like, it's a lot of shit that we saw that we wouldn't see on TV. That's all I'm saying. I mean, nothing against ROH, but a lot of folks were pissed off that they missed the NXT show.
Yeah, but I heard
some people bought both tickets though.
Yeah,
there's a reason why I say I would support ROH over NXT. Not that NXT is bad, but they don't need the money because they're run by $1 million corporation. Ring of Honor needs all the support it can get because it's still an indie, whether, depending on how you look at it, it's still considered an indie promotion. They need your support.
I wouldn't say Ring of Honor is indie anymore because they're on pay-per-view. They're on national TV.
They're signing guys to exclusive contracts. I mean, like I said, we got to see the next couple months about Roderick Strong. If he's still DWG champion, I mean, I don't know what kind of contract they gave him. I don't
think it's exclusive
for guys like Cole.
He's not exclusive. That's why he just got a contract, not exclusive contract.
But it doesn't make sense for me. Why Ring of Honor gave him that kind of contract if they could get an exclusive? Why they make him stop showing up at WWN shows?
Well, he didn't stop.
DWG.
Just like we said last week.
His deal with WWN Live was ending anyway. His deal that he had with Gabe was ending anyway. It wasn't like he was going to keep appearing there. Like, they set a number of dates, and Roger Strong fulfilled all the dates, and, he left. And like Skip said, and me and Matt were talking about this, Roger Strong's deal is not like Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly's and, Bobby Fish and the Briscoes. He can still go to independent shows, but now it's going to be Ring of Honor has to approve of it first. He has to go through Ring of Honor first before, and before that, maybe he didn't have to go to Ring of Honor. He could just schedule whatever indie dates he wanted. But now he probably has to go through Ring of Honor, but he could still go on indie days. And it's probably like the same. It's probably like the same thing for Mike Bennett. Like Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, they appear on some indie shows. They're on Beyond Wrestling from time to time.
They're not
exclusive.
So
they don't have exclusives.
So basically, if PWG does some crazy shit like they just did recently about like, okay, we're gonna have a show in November, December, and January. They announced that like next month. I could see Ring of Honor taking advantage of, okay, let's do a show that day. We can have Roderick Strong be on our show, so they don't have to go on PWG and fuck them over again.
No, I don't
think they even fucked them over in the first. I think Oscar always thinks Ring of Honor does a fuck over PWG. I don't know why he always thinks about that. But
you've mentioned that before, that you think it's like this big conspiracy that Ring of Honor is trying to fuck over PWG. First of all, Ring of Honor announced Death Before Dishonor way before PWG announced 3 Mendes 4. Way before. So that was PWG's fault for booking it the same day and having Roderick Strong as their champ. That's PWG's fault. And they probably knew what they were doing. So it's... Like I said,
all I gotta say
is trying to fuck over PWG.
Like another thing, we already know he's already not gonna be at the 29th show. If he shows up the 30th, he's a beast. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me because last year AJ was in night 1, night 2 he went to Canada, and in night 3 he just came back to PWG. So Roddy could probably bust the same thing.
Yeah, just Roddy just has that ROH contract, just like we just said. It's not exclusive. Like I haven't seen fucking Kyle O'Reilly or Adam Cole work anywhere else unless they're partners with Ring of Honor. Like of course New Japan and ROH had that partnership. That's why he's working with New Japan.
Yeah,
that partnership.
Yeah. And I think they're going to be at PCW over in the UK this weekend as well, and they work with Ring of Honor as well. So, yeah, you're right. It's only people that Ring of Honor work with.
What time is it, people? It is 10:22. Thursday.
Time. Go ahead.
Thursday.
It's 12:22 where I'm at.
What time is it?
12:22 in the morning.
Yes, Central Time. He's Central, so.
Yep.
Hey, I want to real quick go over this Dana White thing. Not too much, not too big. I just want to read this funny ass fucking tweet that Virgil tweeted, and I hate Virgil for what I really do. I really hate Virgil.
How can you hate someone you don't even know?
I just do.
Says me, who hates a lot of people that I don't even know, but still.
Virgil will be at WrestleCon, but go ahead.
Oh, nobody will mean his line either.
Go ahead.
I guess Dana White tweeted like wrestling was fake or whatever, and Virgil tweeted Dana White was like, what's not fake? This 14-inch. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw the event. I mean, I don't think he's trying to knock out anything in professional wrestling. I think he didn't meant to say it like, oh, it's terrible or it's just fake, I mean,
the wording was wrong.
It was just wrong, But
it's fake, but it's not fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he never been in the ring. He doesn't know how people does sacrifice, does a lot of risk. He doesn't know all that shit. He's just probably like another. Yeah, he just. But like I said, I watched the pay-per-view, and I saw the interview. But to me, I feel like he's trying not to say it like trying to knock out professional wrestling. I think he just said it just to say, hey, it just. In the way he should have said it, like, okay, well, it just, it's just. I'm gonna say he goes like a theater, or whatever type. He said something like that. It's a freaking men's ballet. He could have said something like
the
that.
The next wrestler we have in the show, I'm gonna ask them their thoughts on that and see what they say.
Yeah.
It's it's so stupid because why you're going to say that, and obviously Dana White probably did it for attention. I don't think he did it by accident. I think he did it on purpose because he knows it's going to get wrestling fans riled up. And you know what? And it got wrestlers riled up, and I wouldn't doubt that that's his true feelings anyway. But it's just like, why do you have to say that shit? Like, you have your
he's an arrogant, ignorant asshole.
Yeah, exactly. You have your 34-second main event. I'm pretty sure WWE would never have a 34-second main event on their big show. But that's just my opinion. And also, somebody pointed out, hey, Dana White, who is your biggest top drawing guy ever? Oh wait, Brock Lesnar, a wrestling guy. How does that feel?
I think that was Sheamus or somebody. Somebody did that.
Yeah, but I mean, I followed both wrestling and UFC, and
no, that was Bully Ray. Bully Ray tweeted that.
Yeah, and then Austin Aries posted a photo of him bleeding and all that shit. So blood ain't fake, I'll tell you that. But like I said, I mean,
when I tweeted something about, like, I mentioned it the other day or yesterday, I was like, it's like I wish Dana White would try to go up to Tyson Kidd and tell him wrestling is fake and see what happens.
I think I tweeted out I would love to see Dana White get into the ring with like Shibata and then tell me it's fake.
Oh shit.
In the ring with Ishii.
Oh my god. Either way,
he's actually winning in his block, if I'm not mistaken, right in the G1 Conference as of right now.
Yeah, and like I said, this isn't the first time that Dana White wants to take shots at pro wrestling. Like any opportunity he gets to take shots at pro wrestling because he thinks it's this fake sort of thing, and he thinks MMA is like this tough guy sport, and all the tough people going to MMA, and it's just like he's an arrogant prick. And look at the backlash that MMA is getting to UFC from the whole box deal that's going on there. And, MMA fans are...
Hey, I don't know if you heard what Oscar was asking. He asked you about who's winning the G1.
Right now...
I just said it's a tie, pretty much on both blocks.
No, right now, Block A, Shibata's leading with 8 points. He's the overall leader. And tonight is more, I think tonight is Block, I think it's Block B. It's this morning / tonight, whatever you call it. It's 1:20 in the morning here. So we'll see who gets that vote and how Shibata's leading both blocks with 8 points.
Excuse me.
But mentioning New Japan real quick, I said this on Twitter, and I'm going to keep saying it. I absolutely love rubbing it in the faces when people are wrong. Michael fucking Elgin has been tearing up the G1, and it makes me feel so good because when we interviewed him before he started the G1, I was like, I could see this guy is motivated to do great stuff, and everybody's shitting on him, and they're like, oh man, why is Elgin in the G1? I want to see Roderick strong because Elgin's fifth. It's like, Elgin is tearing it up. He just had a great match with Alma on Day 8. But he's been tearing it up.
Yeah.
So that was my little rant.
Well, we're actually going to end the show here, folks. WH Radio. You can follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Heads. You can follow me at WH Skits on Periscope, Wrestling Heads, Periscope, WH Skits. WrestlingHeads.com is the website for all the news you guys need to know, all the writers. Shout out to you guys. blogtalkradio.com / WrestlingHeads radio for all the old stuff, the old school stuff. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Promo Wednesdays. We'll be sharing promos that we enjoy, that we like, every Wednesdays as a tribute to Roddy Piper. So if you want to be a part of that, hashtag Promo Wednesdays. So that's going to be something that Wrestling Heads is going to be doing. Also, what else am I missing? Am I missing anything? I believe Oscar's gonna be at the IWL show where the Young Bucks are gonna be coming up on the 8th of August.
Yeah, I'll be there Saturday with Young Bucks against Mixtape Teams for the IWL Tag Team Champions. I will be there this Saturday.
And of course, the whole WH crew, along with actually the EPM family, will be at Pro Wrestling Gorilla Bola. We'll be holding it down.
Yeah.
It'll be me, myself, Oscar, Matt, and Tom from the Uncle Mike and Tom show. So
it's like everybody except for Nathan, Tom, and True God's gonna be there.
And
and
Scotty O'Shea.
Oh yeah.
And Scotty O'Shea. You know, the EPM group is big, more than the guys that you just mentioned. But yeah. I'm going to pass it on to the next person so they can throw out their Twitters and shit.
Before I give out my plug, I just want to let everybody know August 9th is a busy night. I mean, first I'm going to be at the Wrestling Guy store. I'll be periscoping our Wrestling Heads account with Chris and Joseph of Lucha Underground. He's going to be answering questions. Possibly he'll announce the future of Lucha on that day. So just follow us on, or if you already did, follow us on Periscope. Want to check it out at 12 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. East Coast. That's when we're going to do our show with Chris and Joseph. And also, they're on the same day. I'm pretty sure Nate's going to watch it, but Triple Mania 23 will be live on pay-per-view in English. That's going to take place this weekend. Cage versus El Patron, hair versus hair for the Mega Championship.
Wait, is it for the Mega title?
Huh?
Is it for the championship, or is it just a
hair
versus hair match?
Yeah, it's got to be for the championship.
Okay. Because the way I heard it, I thought it was just a hair versus hair match.
I think it's for the walk over the champion.
This Thursday, we'll talk more about the match because I was going to try to say that for Thursday to talk.
Yeah, might as well we just talk Thursday. They added more matches, and I guess we'll talk Thursday about it. But anyways, you can follow me at Sinister632 on Periscope, Twitter, and Instagram. Check out WrestlingHeads.com. If you haven't buy our shirts, Pro Wrestling Tees/WrestlingHeads. Or if you live in the LA area, come to me. I'll get your shirt. I already sold one at the Santino show last week. Just look up to Thursday, and we don't know Matthew Grant ain't on, so just watch the next Star video.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at retweet me. I will be live speaking G1 Climax Day 10 morning, 5:30 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. So check that out. But the rest of the days for this week, so tonight definitely for sure. I will be at Evolve 48 coming up. August, I believe it's the 16th. Yeah, that's the Sunday one. So I'll definitely be at 48. I'm not sure about Evolve 47 just yet, but I will be there as well. Make sure you guys are checking out, like Skip said, the rest of the Elite Podcast Network family. Yeah, I actually have Periscope now. I waited, finally got it. You know, I don't podcast. I will that day. But make sure you guys are checking out the rest of the Elite Podcast Network family. Of course, Indie Power Rankings coming up tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow's show will be, I believe it starts 8 o'clock Eastern, and then Wednesday's show will be at 3 o'clock Eastern. Of course, Beyond the 3 Count, Uncle Mike and Tom Show, Scotty O'Shea's Wrestling with myself, and of course, Eyes on the Ring, and that'll lead me to passing it to Mr. Nathan so he can talk more about that.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Headliner5. In 2 weeks' time, I will be at the Target Center live for the SummerSlam Go Home edition of Raw, and I will be live tweeting that from my account and maybe the Eyes on the Ring account. I'm not sure if I want to juggle 2 accounts when I'm there live. But And then you can go to eyesonthering.com and read all the stuff that we have. I just put up a new ROH review for the TV show that aired this last Saturday. There's a bunch of other stuff there that you can read. And this coming Sunday on Eyes on the Ring, we are going to be talking about episodes of Raw from 1995. True God Immortal challenged all of us on the Eyes on the Ring team to basically watch actually it's not just Raw, but it's anything from 1995 WWF, and we're going to talk about it on the show on Sunday because 95 was a terrible year for wrestling, at least for WWF, and we're going to try to prove and talk about why it was in that case.
Alrighty. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is the Elite Podcast Network. This is Wrestling Heads Radio. Be sure to listen to all the shows here. Subscribe to us all here on Blog Talk. Also, youtube.com/Wrestling Heads. Subscribe to us on there, too. But into Thursday, we'll be back with more wrestling talk. I'm Skits. You got Oscar, you got Tom, and you got my boy Nate in the outro. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.